Welcome to the CH Wine Tasting Room. I'm Nicole Mascari, your pocket wine advisor, here today with lot 829 from the Langhe. My Italian ancestors would be very excited right now. So where is the Langhe? The Langhe is in the region of Piedmont in northern Italy. Now, some of us know Piedmont to have Barolo. That's probably the most well-known wine here, but the Langhe is just as exciting. And why is that? It produces wine from Nebbiolo, just like Barolo does, but the value here is completely unmatched. So without further ado, let's get into the color. So what I love about this color is that it has this medium garnet. It's a little bit translucent, and as it goes out to the rim, you see that garnet become more pale. This is very, very common for Nebbiolo, this specific color. This does not mean that it's aged by any means. This is just a characteristic of the grape variety. On the nose. Whew, that is so delicious. This could actually fool me into thinking it was a very, very expensive Barolo, because it has that classic tar and roses, and that's what I always find on Nebbiolo wine. And every time I say tar and roses, it sounds like the next hip restaurant, doesn't it? Okay, other than that, we have this bright red cherry, almost going tart red fruits, so sour cherry, cranberry, a little bit of sweet spice and dried herb. Ooh, it's just really delicious. Let's get into the palate. Ooh, that is great. The fruit concentration here is perfect. That mid palate, it really hits, it's like a burst of flavor. Everything that I had mentioned on the nose, those tart red cherries, those cranberries, a little bit of tobacco and sweet spice, a little bit of dried rose petals, it's all there. What I think is very notable about this wine is it has a very, very high acidity and also very, very high tannin levels. So that means your mouth is really going to dry out here, but that also means that this wine can age for a very long time if you wanted it to, even up to 5 years, I would say. So where does this fit into your cellar? Well, as I had mentioned, this wine can definitely age up to 5 years. I think if you really love that mouth-drying feeling you can sometimes get from a red wine, you could drink this now. But over time, those tannins are really going to soften and integrate into the wine, and I just think that's going to be even more enjoyable. What I would pair this with? Well, I always say what grows together goes together. I would put this with a truffle risotto with mushrooms. Think about those white truffles from Piedmont. That would just be a perfect pairing, and now my mouth is watering. From my glass to yours, cheers.